conversation with Rotary about that, actually.
Yeah, that's a good
Well,
idea
and
too.
it's one of those things where I really should have started this like a month ago. So it's one of those things where I was like, oh shit.
project. So, but there's everything there is pretty consistent. All the ones. Big spaghetti type junctions. Yeah, yeah, like Atlanta. And I went underneath his tongue.
I now call the Village of Middleville regular meeting to order. Rhonda, may I have roll call?
Kevin Smith. Steve Baldry.
Here.
Robert Bishop.
Here.
Tracy Gillespie. Richard Hamilton.
Here.
John Osterban.
Here.
Mackenzie Peters.
Here.
We have one quick note. Our sound system is still out. We will have everything on our YouTube, but your mics are not working, so you may need to project. Okay?
Okay. I can entertain a motion to excuse trustee Gillespie and President Smith. You want to make the motion?
I'll make that motion. Oh, I'll support Dick's motion then.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? All right, can we stand for the pledge of allegiance? I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Approval of the agenda. Anyone want to make a motion?
I'll make the motion to approve the agenda as written. Support. For sure.
All right, all those in favor?
Aye. Aye.
All those opposed? All right,
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda, the approval of the minutes of the regular council meeting of November 25th, 2025, and the approval of bills for December 10th, 2025, in the amount of $211,956.89. Support.
Rhonda, may I have roll call?
Steve Baldry.
Aye.
Robert Bishop.
Aye.
John Osterban.
Aye.
Tracy Gillespie. Richard Hamilton.
Aye.
Mackenzie Peters.
Aye.
Kevin Smith.
All right, public comments. The Village of Middleville recognizes the value of public comments and the importance of allowing members of the public to express themselves on issues. Members of the public may address the presiding government body during public comments for up to 3 minutes. Speakers will be recognized by the presiding officer and are asked to state their name and group affiliation if applicable. As a reminder, all comments shall be directed to the presiding board and not to staff or other participants. No participant may speak more than once. Participants may not behave in a manner that is disruptive to the orderly conduct of the meeting. Public comments are not responded to in the meeting. At this time, we will begin public comment.
I'm Michelle Fry. I've been here for a couple of years ago to talk about public safety on Irving Road, and that has happened. So I'm just coming up to say thanks. There's a sidewalk, and I feel a lot safer walking down my road now.
All right, if there's no other public comments, oh, sorry.
I was just waiting.
Yeah, sorry.
So I apologize, I didn't get on the agenda for a county commissioner update, but this is the only meeting that I was able to make in December. So I will just give you a brief update. So we had a report from the animal shelter this morning from Morgan Pelham, who is the director there, which was really good information if you want to pull that out of from our county website and see the trends. But basically they're full. and they've been full, and they need more people to adopt pets. They've seen more surrenders, and she attributed that to the economy and said just people are having difficulty affording their pets and adopting more pets. So she sees that kind of as a double whammy. We approved a contract with the Berry Eaton District Health Department this morning, and that is to keep fees, environmental fees for the health department lower than they would be otherwise. We approved an increase of 50% across the board. As you've heard from me before, we know that Eaton County cut their funding to the health department by half this year. And so Berry County cut the funding to the health department also by half to keep things even. But we really wanted to find creative ways to help the residents of Berry County not be hit so hard by the effects of those cuts. And so we are funding 30% of the rate hike, and that will help keep our fees lower. In the meantime, we're also doing a full comprehensive fee study on our fee structure. So we'll be comparing it to what it costs us to perform those services and what fees are in similar counties and health departments around the state. A couple other highlights. We approved our audit with Gabridge and Company. I'll tell you that just so you know who's performing the audit, because you also have to have audits done. We approved our annual grant agreement for remonumentation. That's going well. We did approve some software upgrades to all the departments, farmland preservation in Irving Township, so not too far, a little east of here. And the county approved a memorandum of understanding, the same as you passed here a few weeks ago for the river trail, the Thornapple River Trail. So we've really accumulating those for Berry County. So far, the city of Hastings, the village of Middleville, Berry County. We expect Thornapple to pass their MOU in January, as well as the village of Nashville. And I'm working with the DNR because they control a couple of sites in the county. So we're doing really well. Kent County is struggling a little bit getting in front of their municipalities, but I think that's kind of the highlights. I think you have the prerogative to ask me questions, but that's up to you.
I'll grant questions since this is gonna be unique setup.
Right?
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, reserve time, library committee presentation, Josh.
Hi, everybody. I'm Josh Mosey, the chairman of the Village Ad Hoc Library Committee. And you should all have in your packets the results of the needs assessment survey that was performed this past year. Basically, I just want to identify a few of the next things that should happen if we are to pursue a library separate from the TK Community and School Library. You've all heard me talk about the need for a separate library for the community and why that is important to have that. In order for that to actually happen, we need to designate a specific location. Ideally, the quadplex that is down here needs to be officially designated by the village to be the future site of the standalone or the library building. But the question is, would that be a library building alone, or would that be a library slash new village offices building? There are many examples of combined municipal buildings with libraries throughout the state. But as we go through the process of collecting RFPs for blueprints, renderings of what the money would be being raised for, we need to know whether that's going to be just a library or whether that will be a library / village offices or a library village township offices. That's not up to our group to decide, but I think there would be advantages to having it be at least a village / public library building. So that's for all you to decide in your actionable time next time. To the, I believe our ad hoc committee actually ended officially in August. That was the time frame that we were set to meet through. So the next phase of this would be to create a capital campaign group to replace the ad hoc committee, and the village would take the ball on all the next steps concerning a library building, and start hosting charrettes for public opinions, etc. That would be an official function of the village as opposed to an ad hoc group. So creating a capital campaign group and putting out ways for people to sign up for that would be important. Designating the quadplex as a library space, and then the RFPs are coming in for what designs on a new building would look like, but they need to know what all is going into that building. So that would be my request for your consideration for the next time you meet, to put that in the actionable items so we can figure out how to move this whole thing forward from there. Any questions, Brian? Awesome, thanks.
Thank you. All right. Just out of curiosity on that though, how does the council feel about at least contributing towards an architectural design? Is that a general consensus we can consider, or should we wait till next meeting?
Should probably have some ideas what that's gonna cost before you as council, whether you're gonna commit to that or not.
We've heard a range of between 15,000 to 30,000. And so if the village would be willing to put 15,000 set aside for that, I believe the Friends group and is looking at possibilities to help with that piece of the process as well. I don't speak for the Friends though, that's just what I think is happening.
Yeah.
So it would be good for the village to set aside, I would say around 15,000.
All right, all to consider at the next meeting. All right, next up, Kellogg Crossing PUD Workforce Housing. Mr. Flakes. Farkas.
You gotta be careful with that one.
Yeah.
Thank you. My name is Brian Farkas. I'm the Director of Workforce Housing for Allen Edwin Homes. Real quick, as a point of order, I don't think I have 5 minutes to talk, so if there can be any questions, if that's allowed, I'd be happy to take any with that. So I'm going to talk real quickly about the background of the TIF law in Michigan and how it's being applied to housing before I get into the deal specifics of what we're looking to do with Kellogg Crossing. So we're all familiar with brownfield laws and how they've been used to help remediate blighted sites and bring them into development. I think they've been in place since the 70s in this state. Contaminated site, go in, clean it up, and you can get the tax revenue from that site. About 2 years ago, recognizing the extreme housing crisis that this area and the state is going through, the state legislature in a bipartisan fashion passed the housing TIF laws, which essentially uses the brownfield tools, but makes any property that has housing on it eligible for tax increment financing. And so tax increment financing is where the municipality has a baseline of what they're currently collecting from the revenue on this property. That's going to stay the exact same. There's going to be no dip in the revenue that the township is collecting, or village is collecting. What is going to happen is if the brownfield plan is passed, the TIF is passed, we're going to invest about $8.4 million to build up 25 single-family homes relatively quickly. And we're going to reserve 4 of those for income-restricted rentals. So you're going to have 21 market-rate homes for sale, built out in about 3 years, and then 4 workforce housing rentals. The workforce housing rentals are not low income. They're what the state deems missing middle. And so they fall between the 80 and 120 range. So think of teachers, police officers, firefighters. And what that means in this county is anyone from a 3-person household making between 75,000 up to 112,000 basically. And for a 4-person household, anyone making over 82,000 and up to 124,000. So there's gonna be 4 rentals reserved for those folks. We've been doing this across the state probably for about 2 years now. We've probably got about 40 plans in Temishta. What this allows us to do as a developer is it allows us to lower our risk and build out faster. This would probably be a 10-year build out pace here if we did this project, but it allows us to recoup our infrastructure cost and our site prep.
Well, can I ask?
Yeah.
What was your income again for those 4 rentals? What was your
So the
income
income,
for that?
so the income restricted units, the 4 of them, for a 4, it depends on household size. So for a 3-person household, 3-person family, up to 111,000 they could make. For a 4-person family, they could make upwards of 124,000.
And what would be the target rental to pay?
That would be for the 4-bedroom units, they'd be paying just over $2,500 a month for a brand new 4-bedroom house. Which I think I looked at Zillow on the way here and there's not a lot of inventory at that price range. You agree?
I'll just consult later. Those 4 houses are gonna be in the cul-de-sac, probably?
They'd be interspersed throughout the whole development. We wouldn't concentrate in any one area. So you'd have majority owner occupied with 4 rentals mixed in. They would look exactly the same. They wouldn't feel any different driving by and you wouldn't know the difference.
Is there gonna, I don't know if there's already on that neighborhood, probably not, but the HFA there, or are you planning on having HFA so that way
An
it,
HOA?
HOA, yep, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
An HOA so that rental properties are maintained in accordance with certain,
Great question. I'm not sure if we have private roads, we'll definitely have an HOA. The rental homes we manage by our wholly owned subsidiary called Copper Bay. So we would maintain ownership as a company of the rentals. And we're a Portage-based company. We've been in business 30 years. We build about 1,000 homes a year in Michigan. We're the largest home builder in the state. So we've got a lot of capability to deliver an outstanding product here.
okay. Any other questions? Steve?
Not right now, but I will.
All right. Well, thank you.
All right, so the next steps would be, we would come back with a formal plan and then presentation and things like that, but this is more of an introductory meeting, and I wish more municipalities did this. This makes sense. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Yep.
All right, on to petitions and communications. We have none, so we'll go to public hearing of the Thornapple Area Parks and Recreation Commission 5-year plan. We'll start with the presenter comments. I'm gonna,
So you have a copy of the plan in your packet?
yeah, yep.
I didn't prepare a formal presentation, but I'm happy to answer questions. Both Mackenzie and I sat through the process to update the plan.
Yeah.
We approved this last meeting.
All right, so I guess then we'll move on to, if there's no other questions, concerns about it, we'll move on to open public hearing. So,
Yep.
all right, for an open public hearing, are there any public comments regarding the TAPRC 5-year rec plan? Hearing none, going once, going twice. All right, we will close public hearing. And council discussion at this point. None? And this was already approved at last meeting? so-
No,
No.
it was approved to have a public hearing.
Yes.
Oh, I see,
Yeah.
okay. So we need to approve the rec plan and a
Yes.
resolution.
Yep.
That will be coming up later.
That'll come later.
Yep, all right. All right, moving on to the DDA TIF plan amendment number 2. Presenter comments.
Good afternoon, council members. I'm sure that you've been able to see the development TIP plan previously. I do have copies for any council members and members of the public that are interested. This is, the second amendment. As we know, the TIP is set to sunset as of this month. That's why this is being presented for you today. This meeting was scheduled at your previous meeting, and we did do the appropriate noticing of this hearing. However, I have not received any comments. I can't confer if the village clerk or anyone else has, but I had no comments to present other than, any comments, questions, or concerns that you may have for me. But this was approved by the DDA at their November meeting, and if you need it, just now.
All right, so we will go into open public hearing. Any public comments at this time? Going once, going twice. All right, we'll close public hearing and move on to council discussion. Any council discussion? Questions, concerns? All right, we'll move on. Ordinances and resolutions. Resolution 2532 for the budget. Mr. Stolzenberg.
Good evening, council. You have in front of you a resolution to approve the fiscal year 2026 village budget. We've had several meetings, several workshops regarding this, obviously, but it is a balanced budget being presented to you. Roughly $2.5 million general fund budget and roughly just shy of $9 million total budget for the upcoming year.
Madam President,
Yes.
I'll make a motion to approve the resolution 2532, adopt the fiscal year 2026 budget. Support.
We want to include in there that it's, the budget, the capital improvement plan, and establish the village ad valorem property taxes for 2026.
Everything contained.
Yes, and that was Mr. Boulder.
All right, any discussion before we vote? All right, Rhonda, may we have roll call, please?
Mackenzie Peters,
Aye.
Steve Baldry,
Aye.
Tracy Gillespie, John Osterban,
Aye.
Robert Bishop,
Aye.
Richard Hamilton,
Aye.
Kevin Smith.
All right, resolution 2533, 2026 fiscal year's water rates and charges. Mr. Stolzenberg.
So this is year 3 for the recommended 10% increase annual of the water and sewer rates. We were in contact, or we're working to contact Michigan Rural Water Association to conduct another study next year to see where we're at after the completion of these rates for the factors.
All right. I'll entertain a motion.
Madam President, I'll make a motion to approve resolution 2533, fiscal year 2026 water rates and charges. Support.
All right, is there any discussion?
I guess, Craig, you mentioned that this is the third year of the plan on 10%
Correct.
increase, and then after that, we'll then review if that brings us to the point, because we were so far behind 3 years ago.
Yep, so we'll see where we're at. So we'll have another complete study of our rates compared to what we have for infrastructure out there and projected costs to replace that infrastructure and all of that. Again, this upcoming year, and we'll have that presented to you, and then we'll see if we're in line where we need to be, if we need to adjust them, the increases lower, or even go higher, or however we need to to do moving forward.
And those studies include possible new houses and all,
New houses, new wells, because we got, we're looking at a new well site, the number of users that are in that. So for example, the Mid-Villa Flats, there's a lot more users there, so that should, if all things are equal, which obviously pipe and everything else is going higher, is more expensive to purchase and more expensive to put in the ground and things like that. But if all things were equal, then, theoretically, the rates would go down, the more build out you have.
more income coming.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
All right, any further discussion? Okay. Rhonda, may I have a roll call?
Sure. Richard Hamilton,
Aye.
Steve Baldry,
Aye.
Mackenzie Peters,
Aye.
John Osterben,
Aye.
Robert Bishop,
Aye.
Tracy Gillespie, Kevin Smith.
All right, moving on. Resolution 2534, fiscal year, no?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
okay, sewer rates and charges. So same thing, just now it's the other end.
Right. I'll make a motion, Madam President,
All right.
for, resolution 2534, fiscal year 2026 sewer rates and charges.
Support.
Any discussion? Rhonda, may I have roll call?
John Osterben,
Aye.
Richard Hamilton,
Aye.
Steve Baldry,
Aye.
Robert Bishop,
Aye.
Tracy Gillespie, Mackenzie Peters,
Aye.
Kevin Smith.
All right, motion passes. Moving on to resolution 2535, TAPRC 2026 through 2030 recreation plan.
If this is the recreation plan, 5-year rec plan that you just had the public hearing on, and needs to be approved by all the entities included in the TAPRC.
Madam President, I'll make a motion to approve resolution 2535, adopt the TAPRC 2026 through 2030 recreation plan.
Support.
Sounds like Mr. Baldry. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, any discussion before we move on? All right, roll call please, Ms. Rhonda.
Tracy Gillespie, Mackenzie Peters,
Aye.
Richard Hamilton,
Aye.
Robert Bishop,
Aye.
John Osterben,
Aye.
Steve Baldry,
Aye.
Kevin Smith.
All right. And before we move on, I just want to say thank you to Catherine and the board for a long year of putting this together and all the extra work everyone put in to get this accomplished. So thank you for that. All right, moving on to resolution 2536, 2025 budget adjustments.
Yep, so this is the year-end budget adjustment, mostly adjusting for increased revenue and decreased spending, so I always like that. And this will finish us up for the 2025 year, and we'll have all of our ducks in a row for audit time.
All right,
Make a motion, we approve budget adjustment. 2536.
Support.
perfect. Any further discussion before we move on? Okey-dokey. Ms. Rhonda?
Robert Bishop,
Aye.
John Osterben,
Aye.
Mackenzie Peters,
Aye.
Tracy Gillespie, Richard Hamilton,
Aye.
Steve Baldry,
Aye.
Kevin Smith.
All right, motion passes.
All right, thank you.
Yeah. All right, next up is ordinance 2144, DDA fifth plan amendment. I don't know if that's a typo, but amended number 2. It's on my cheat sheet.
Yeah. Amendment number 2 to the amended and restated DDA development and TIF
Yes.
plans. Yep, it's right.
So very wordy, but correct.
Yes,
So it's required in order for the DDA TIF and development plan to be renewed, that the village council adopted by way of ordinance Hence, we just had the public hearing earlier this meeting. And as I mentioned before, this was properly noticed. That I don't know if you have any questions beyond what's stated in the memo about the process, the plan, comments, questions, concerns I can answer for considering ordinance 2144. We're gonna have to entertain them.
Madam President, I'll make a motion to approve the DDA TIF plan amendment number 2, in ordinance 2144.
Support.
Any discussion before we vote? Alrighty then, Ms. Robin.
Richard Hamilton,
Aye.
Steve Baldry,
Aye.
Robert Bishop,
Aye.
Tracy Gillespie, Mackenzie Peters,
Aye.
John Osterbaum,
Aye.
Kevin Smith.
Alright, I just also want to say thanks to the board and the chair and the staff for doing a lot of footwork to get this approved this year. So a lot of extra time spent, so thank you for getting her done. Alright, moving on to council and staff reports.
You have my report in front of you. I'll answer any questions. I do want to note, we did cancel the joint meeting, this Thursday with township, just, lack of, kind of agenda items. We've, got some things we're planning on talking about the next time we get together, about being so close to the holidays and, president being sick, and so a little sickness on the other side too. So we're gonna cancel that and reconvene next year.
Wonderful.
But other than that, I'll answer any questions.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
JD, actually. You're out of turn, sir.
Good evening. You see my report, not a whole lot going on. We're taking care of snow and ice and plug along with the reservoir, Irving Road Phase 2 project. So, if there's any questions about anything?
No?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Could we contact the state and have them fix those big old bumps that are north 37 inside the limits?
North 37.
M37.
Yeah, which bumps? Not quite sure.
Drive down there, you'll find them.
Okay.
They're about this big. They're on the right-hand side,
I wonder if it's where consumers.
projecting out from the
doing their-
curb. There's probably 3 or 4 that are huge.
Okay, all right, we'll look into it,
They won't get any smaller
right?
with this freezing.
Yeah, okay. Cause yeah, M37, there's an MDOT road and we
Yeah.
usually don't, we can reach out and tell them about it.
That's all I'm asking.
Nope, we can do
I
that.
know they're real fast, Thank you.
Any other questions? All right, thank you.
Thank you. All right, Sergeant Whalen.
Good evening, everybody. Sorry, I'm a little underdressed, just coming straight from our monthly TAC training, so. Any questions on the numbers for last month? All right, just a couple things to go over. Traffic law reminders. I'll make sure people remember to remove all the snow and ice from their vehicles. Anything that comes off your vehicle gets deposited on the roadway. It can be a criminal charge, as well as there's additional civil infractions for obstruction of use, things like that. It all just comes down to the safety of you driving and everybody else that's around you. Bald tires are another big issue we have right now. Bald tires don't help you on slippery roads, so please check your tires. There's a couple quick cheats you can do. The one that I learned growing up, take a penny upside down, you can see the top of Lincoln's head, then you tire your ball, so you don't replace. School traffic, we continue to have lots of complaints about the traffic around Fall Elementary. It's not gonna go away. People just need to be patient. They need to pay attention. There's multiple issues there. By law, you cannot back up a roadway like they do. but at the same time, you can't go past them on the left like people do. It's been an issue for longer than I've been here. It's not gonna go away until we can figure out a way to, fix the ingress egress of that parking lot. And until we do such time, people just need to be patient, understand that it's there. It's, half hour in the afternoon is the worst time. In the morning, it seems to move a little bit better. People are staggering, coming in and out, but, it's that afternoon backup. It lasts about a half hour and it's gone. So for a half hour, avoid that area if you don't need to go through there. And then lastly, contracts are still in negotiations, for our road deputies. I don't know if it's gonna get settled anytime soon. I have very little information from them as I'm not in their union. But that's kind of our holdup too, is we're waiting to hear what's gonna happen. And obviously that's a direct effect on the village because their wages, you guys help pay for. Our deputies are up there as well as mine too. So when we have some more concrete answers as to what's happening with contracts, we'll let you guys know that, so you guys can, plan for budget adjustments, and things like that, so.
Yeah, we'll probably have to address the contract, our contract with them as well. And I think I know I'm on the committee for that, and Kevin is too, right?
Mhm.
It's just the two of us?
I believe that's July or
Oh,
August
okay.
is when those do.
And we'll look at committee assignments in January.
Okay, all right. All right, thank you. It's done.
So we do have a couple updates. So as you know, our code enforcement officer has retired. However, we did find a new officer who has accepted an offer. So we do have a new code enforcement person that will be starting January 5th of this upcoming year. Additionally, regarding the Mid-Villa site, that McDonald's has closed on the property. So that is moving forward. 36 State Street, there, you may not have seen a lot of activity there as of yet, but the developer has, gotten a good amount of their team together in regards to who it is that's gonna be helping them with the design renderings and so forth. And they've been engaging with community stewards to determine what the needs are, that they've gotten a very positive feel from the community. So we should be seeing documentation moving forward, hopefully soon on that site. There is a lot of information in the report, but one thing I'd like to mention, just kind of highlight on too, because I noted like the library committee being here, that the DDA tip plan that was just adopted does allow for potentially allocating up to $3 million that could help with public facilities such as a library, especially if we're, village council is in agreement with the site. Like, I think there are alternative locations like the property next door that could be more viable option from a feasibility perspective and due to, what state dollars are that are available. So we've gotten some numbers that could help with furthering that conversation, but that would be discussion at a later date. Just if that was something that was being reviewed and if it was part of DDA, then that would mean that they would have to review and discuss what the design renderings and things would look like. So that would need some conversations sooner rather than later. A lot of these other items, as mentioned, there was not a planning commission meeting due to lack of business, and there haven't been zoning permits because people don't like to do a lot of construction work this time of the year. The social district, as mentioned, we did have one of the places is in the process of selling, so we are not eligible at this time. So any movement forward with that will have to be tabled until a later date.
Doug, can you share the name of our new officer?
So the gentleman's name is Ray Ricker. He's a long-term village resident.
Probably know who he is.
Familiar face.
That's exciting, that'll be exciting.
Yeah.
All right, any questions, concerns? Definitely, we wanna see that, information for that public works stuff when we have our next meeting, so compile all that together about the library, so. All right, thank you. All right, any liaison reports? No?
I would just like to thank the young lady for coming back and thanking us for the sidewalk. I remember when you came and appealed to us.
Yeah, you're one of maybe, I think it was maybe only Mackenzie that was here when I asked about that.
Yeah.
That was the two of you,
And
and Kevin as well, but.
it takes a while to do capital plans, but that Irving Road project really looks good.
It made a huge difference
Yeah.
in the way that people treat the road too, driving down. It looks like a part of the village.
I'm glad to see you come back
Thank
and thank us.
you.
So, any other liaison reports? I have one, we have a TAPRC meeting tomorrow to formalize our resolution, since now we have approval from the Board of Education, the Thornapple Education Board. Sorry, I'm a bit tired, but that, and then this past Monday, I believe the township approved their ordinance as well for the rec plan. So I'm very excited about that, and I think that's all we really have on the docket for tomorrow, other than this usual business. And then,
Budget.
Oh, yep, and our budget. I'm gonna be a broken record on this as a chairperson on that, or member on that board, just by saying I'd still like to see more municipal contributions from other entities that participate in that as we move forward in that, so. Anyway, that's all I got for that. Unfinished business, we have none. On to the annual audit for 2025.
Before we get there, I'd like to ask council if you could, we had a handful of bills come in, too late to get on this agenda, but that need to be paid. We got some vendors that'd like to get paid. So if it pleases you, or if you'd be willing to, I'd like to ask you to approve payment of any invoices up to my threshold, which go up to 15,000 each, before the next bill cycle, if that's okay.
So the motion would be worded as granting the village manager authorization to pay bills and exceeding no more than 15,000 each between now and the end of the year.
Support.
That's not, I'm not making that motion though, I'm just stating it.
I'll make the motion.
Okay.
I'll support it.
Alright,
Right now, with the exception of phase 2, Irving Road, which we'll get that on the next agenda, is about 378,000, and then Williams Works invoice for 28. Other than that,
so.
We did get one for the effective meetings training too. I don't know if she's gonna try to get that in before.
So would you like two separate motions for those two invoices?
Just, no, we'll handle the other one later.
Okay,
Yep.
alright. Well, may I have roll call on that?
Yep. Steve Baldry,
Aye.
Tracy Gillespie, Mackenzie Peters,
Aye.
John Osterban,
Aye.
Richard Hamilton,
Aye.
Robert Bishop,
Aye.
Kevin Smith.
Alright.
Thank you. I'll make your finance director very happy.
We strive to please. Alright, now on to the audit.
Yes, so, got a proposal from Siegfried and Crandall to complete the 2025 village audit. Last year, there was a request to potentially go out for bids for the audit. I think that'd be a little too soon, maybe not this year, but maybe next year if you're still interested in going out for bid. They've been working really well with Glormar and myself to, make sure we're really have a good, clean audit, and we, moving up to things, and really doing a good job training both of us, throughout the process and stuff like that too. So, and then I sent you an email with our some information from our other external accountant, as to the pros and cons of going into it or not. But that'd be my recommendation to go again with Siegfried, and if you're interested in going out for bids, we can do that next year.
Well, for the moment,
I've always been a proponent of sticking with your auditor, doing a great job. They know us, we know them. So I agree with Craig's request.
Yep. Okie dokie. Any further discussion? If not, I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion that we retain them as our auditor and for the fee that's here, 16. Where do we go?
16,750.
Yeah.
Support.
All right, so we have a motion to approve the attached proposal from Siegfried and Crandall to complete the 2025 village audit.
In the amount of $16,750.
May I have roll call, please?
Mackenzie Peters,
Aye.
Robert Bishop,
Aye.
Richard Hamilton,
Aye.
Steve Baldry,
Aye.
John Osterban,
Aye.
Tracy Gillespie, Kevin Smith.
All right, thank you. The next item is village clerk and village treasurer / finance director appointments.
Yep, so this needs to be, revisited periodically, every three years, right?
It's every 2.
2 years, excuse me. Rhonda and Lauren are doing a fantastic job, and I would entertain retaining them for the next couple of years, if not longer, right? Forever, can we do forever?
Forever's a long time.
You'd have to change the ordinance if you go
Okay,
forever.
well, all right, guess we got to abide by the law.
I'll entertain a motion.
Make a motion that we retain Rhonda and Lauren.
Let's do it one at a time. So if we follow the recommendation there, so it calls out the term.
So we have Steve Baldry making a motion to appoint Rhonda Van Polen as a village clerk for a 2-year term, commencing January 1st, 2026 and continuing through December 31st, 2027. Any support on that?
Support.
Okay. I don't think we need roll call. No. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? All right. Now entertain a motion to approve the appointment of Gloria Mar Ayala as village treasurer / finance director for a 2-year term commencing January 1st, 2026 and continuing through December 31st, 2027.
I'll make that motion.
All right.
Support.
All right. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? All right, moving on.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, rules and procedure.
So we've, had some recommendations from other municipalities as well as, staff to amend rules of procedure, that you're gonna be looking over again, in January. And that is in front of you. Just a lot of cleanup, rules of how council engages with, public or doesn't, things like that, in there. And
I think that's really the only
that's
change.
basically it.
I thought we did that.
We're always doing that.
Yeah, we're always kind of.
No, we talked about it, but it hasn't actually been changed in the
Yeah.
rules.
Then this was some other recommendations by, after the, it wasn't effective meetings, what was the name of that?
It was.
Effective meetings training, yeah.
Well, entertain a motion
I'll
to
make a
approve.
motion to approve the proposed revisions to the Middleville Village Council Rules and Procedure as recommended by the village attorney dated December 16th, 2025.
Support.
All right. Any further discussion? All right, voice vote. So all those in favor? Aye. All those opposed? Motion passes. All right, Little Free Pantry Agreement.
Mr. Kramer reached out, and said he'd be interested in taking that back over again, so this is a recommendation to allow him to do just that, and then he talked about, finding somebody else, if he eventually does move east, maybe Boy Scouts or something like that, to complete that. So. But in the meantime, we'd like to fix it up again and get it back in good working order.
Just for future reference, there's a really good possibility, from what I understand, that the Boy Scout group won't be rechartering this year.
Oh.
That might be an issue going forward.
Interesting, okay. Thank you.
I don't think we put Boy Scouts in the agreement. I
Not
think-
for this one.
Yeah, the
It'd be,
agreement
it'd
is
be
just
after,
with him.
yeah. Okay, well, that's it. It's unfortunate, but.
Yeah.
Do we have to address that insurance line in there?
Oh, and then I would, yeah, also recommend waiving the insurance or disallowing the village to take that on.
All right, I'll entertain a motion to approve the Little Creek Pantry agreement with Michael Kramer for 1 year.
And waive the
And
insurance
waive the
requirement?
insurance requirement.
I'll make that motion.
Or,
All right, any further discussion? Rhonda, may I have roll call?
Hold on a second, let me catch up. Tracy Gillespie, Steve Baldry,
Aye.
Richard Hamilton,
aye,
Joan Osterben,
Aye.
Mackenzie Peters,
Aye.
Robert Bishop,
Aye.
Kevin Smith.
Alrighty then, facility rental fees.
This is amended, or recommend amendment as we're changing the times, things are getting more expensive. Also, we had a request from a citizen to rent the train depot. The council wanted to consider that, we could add that. At this point, we're not recommending adding that as a potential rental, just because there are too many variables with that and take a lot more staff time to clean that up and make sure it's secure, and, we really put a lot of money into that, and really would not like to, see it vandalized or anything like that. So at this point, we're not recommending adding that, but it was a request from a citizen.
I agree. I agree.
And it's,
It's a museum, you got historical records in there.
all right, anyone would like to make a motion?
Do you want to move?
We need a motion to do the fees, because we've adjusted
To
the
adopt the
fees,
fees,
yep.
Yep. So the motion would be for the village council to approve facility rental fees as presented with rates based on up to 6 hours of use, nothing that. Noting that reservation in excess of 6 hours will be charged double, and DPW services to be billed at $25 per man hour based on recommendation of the DPW director.
So move.
All right,
Supported.
fantastic, all right.
I worked hard on writing those.
Yeah.
Roll call, please, Ms. Rhonda.
Oh, sorry.
Mhm.
I have a question.
Oh, yes.
So what we billed, DPW services are billed to who?
To whoever rents the space.
Oh, okay, so.
Right.
So that's at JD's discretion to go, this is gonna take 8 hours of time, and I can't just wrap it into staff time, it's not an easy thing, so then we tell them how much they're gonna charge them.
So if I was a village resident and I wanted to rent the amphitheater for 6 hours, I pay $100 plus 6 to 25.
Plus what?
What would I pay as a village resident to use the amphitheater for 6 hours?
$100, but if you want something in excess of what JD figures his staff can do quickly, then he determines how much more of those $25 that you're gonna pay.
So wouldn't it
If
be
you want-
like to turn on the electric?
It's discretional.
Like that would be a big deal, but if you're wanting somebody to move a bunch of stuff down, load stuff, unload stuff, above and beyond just having it.
So it's not just an automatic, I
No.
need it for 6 hours, you charge 6
Right.
times 25.
Yeah, if you're requesting services for us to come out, like I said, you need help setting stuff up, or anything like that, then we would have to charge.
And that doesn't matter what day of the week it is.
Well,
It does.
it does.
If it's a weekday during the normal working hours, it'd be, maybe straight time or something like that. But if it's on weekends, when we have to charge, overtime, pay overtime and stuff like that, it could be more.
But we're only billing 25 per man hour.
Right.
So you could have a 3-hour event, but it might take him 8 man hours to set it up for you if you want a ton of stuff. So that would be 8 times 25.
Okay.
And if you create a mess, it's gonna be worse.
Or if you're someone that needs a lot of barricades up or something like that.
Good question.
Okay.
All right, any further discussion?
Hang on, that was, I do have, sorry, I'm on 2 pieces of paper at one time.
All right,
Okay, I'm with you now.
all right, may I have roll call?
Robert Bishop,
Aye.
Mackenzie Peters,
Aye.
John Osterban,
Aye.
Steve.
We're pushing on 8 o'clock
I'm
here.
trying.
I did say an hour and 10 minutes,
Steve
so.
Baldry, Tracy Gillespie, Richard Hamilton,
Aye,
Kevin Smith.
sorry.
Okay,
All right, motion passes.
I'm gonna run out of paper.
All right, on to the appointment of President Pro Tem. Kevin's not here, but he has asked Mr. Baldry to serve as Pro Tem for term beginning December 17th through November 19th, 25.
I would support that, if that's what you're looking for.
Are you making a motion then?
Yes,
Okay. Perfect.
I'll support it.
All right,
Just have a question.
Yeah.
Discussion. Does that just change every year?
It's up to the
This year?
it's up to the discretion of the president, so he had asked Steve to be the Pro Tem for 2026, and
Okay.
it's his discretion to do that.
Oh, okay.
Mhm. All right, any further questions, concerns? All right, roll call?
Sure. John Osterban,
Aye.
Steve Baldry.
Should I go then?
Yeah.
Financially.
You have no financial gain, so yes, you can go.
Okay, yeah, aye.
It's extra responsibility with no extra pay.
just like your job.
Right.
I didn't know I should abstain for something.
No, you're fine. Robert Bishop,
Aye.
Mackenzie Peters,
Aye.
Richard Hamilton,
Aye,
Tracy Gillespie, Kevin Smith.
All right, moving on, boards and commissions, we have nothing. Informational items and correspondence. We have a few certificates we'd like to award to several people who aren't here at the moment.
They declined
To,
to come to a public
Yeah.
meeting, and we mailed them all to them.
okay, fair enough,
With the exception of Mr. Bergler, I actually dropped that off personally.
okay,
He was
well,
here.
Oh, that's right, he was here, I gave it to him personally.
Yeah, he was here on Thursday.
all right, well, we're just gonna verbalize thanks to Ann Williams, Marcia Gustinis,
Maria.
Maria Gustinis, Di Wilkie, and Robert Pergler for their years of service to the village in various capacities, so thank you to them. All right, public comments, do I have to reread that whole thing?
Nope.
No,
Okay.
you're all right. It's up there on the screen, you're fine. We're gonna
Alright.
shorten it, don't worry about it.
All right, be respectful. Any other further comments from the public? All right, any final council comments?
Couple. One, I'd like to thank the DPW, starting with Thanksgiving morning. The truck was out there early and working. And we appreciate those guys taking time from their holiday to make everybody else's holiday. And I don't think that gets said very often and enough. We can say it's your job, but, okay, did a good job.
No, the guys do a good job. They're the ones that make the sacrifice, and they're the ones that need the recognition, not me, so.
And then the other thing I have is, what are we gonna do with, I think we ought to have some kind of work session or something on this.
Yeah, I don't think a workshop would be, inappropriate. I think that'd be very appropriate. So that's something I'd recommend you get with Kevin on and Craig on, and I think that'd be something we're all open for. Maybe half an hour before our next meeting. I don't know, but that seems like a good idea.
what was the,
For the TIF,
what was,
the brownfield TIF for those 4 rental properties.
Cause I think the 4 that they're talking about is the ones that are less than 1,000 square feet lots.
Mhm.
And then I have a concern with the income level to qualify. It seems to me like it's pretty high income to qualify for. And I think of first year teachers and that type of stuff that could benefit from some affordable housing that just doesn't fall into their salary range.
It's the same, it's the same, income requirements that the Mid-Bill is asking for right now with that brownfield tip, so, and, according to Nate today anyway, they've got a couple, new teachers that are in there and, people from Bradford White, that are in there already and.
And I think too, it's primarily a joint income bracket, so
Right.
not a lot of new teachers would have.
Total family.
Yeah, total
Yeah.
family income, so couples and things like that, that may have two incomes, so I think that's primarily it.
I guess my concern with it is if they're gonna get a break, then it should be I'll call it a legitimate one for, like, their word saying that there is a benefit for people starting out.
Yeah, absolutely. Right, anything else?
That was the two, but, yeah, that was the two things.
Wonderful. Robert?
I had, a near miss on a snowbank, and, I just wanted to, I'm fairly certain that you're not allowed to plow across a roadway, is that correct?
That is correct.
That business owners should be reminded of that, because I know that on Edward Street, there was a fairly large, push of snow that was right out into the lane of traffic. So that's also not great for the plows to hit, so, that can get expensive. So I just wanna try not to plow stuff across the road.
That brings a good question to mind. Residential as well. How does that work for removing snow off their driveways onto roadways? They're not
Can't do it.
supposed to, right?
Gotta keep it on your property.
Right, that's what I thought. So that's something the new ordinance person Mr. Brickert can dig into, because we have a lot of that, so. John? Dick?
Yeah, I have similar concerns. I don't know if they're same as Steve's, but, I have, first time I've ever heard of a blighted area being a forested area. I'm not done.
Yeah.
It's a stretch for me. The other thing is how it becomes a brownfield because of that. I'm also concerned of overbuilding on tips in our village. I'm also concerned with what I saw on the commission. The size of the lots. I got a lot of concerns. That's why I voted no.
I will just say this for point of clarity, is my understanding of what he was presenting, that Brownfield Authority inserted housing as a qualifier, not just because it's blighted or condemned. So housing need is the qualifier that's been added to that decades-long grant process, so.
But blighted is.
It doesn't have to be blighted.
In the definition.
Right, but it doesn't, nowadays, it doesn't have to be blighted, it just has to show a need for housing. So that's that point of clarity.
Well, I'm not sure we need the housing.
Nope, fair point, I'm just giving that point of clarity on that fact. So,
Sherman Street is still sitting there growing up weeds.
Yep.
It used to be a forest.
Yep.
So that's my point.
noted. All right, I have nothing else except to wish everyone Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. I know the village staff will be off, so please enjoy that time with families, because that's what the season's for, is love and rejoice and everything else, so.
Office staff will be off, they'll still be clearing snow.
Oh, yeah, and we are very, very grateful for that, so. Thanks again, everyone, and I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
All right, we are adjourned. Oh, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, all
Yeah,
right.
yes. Good job.
Yeah, thanks.
Merry
Hey,
Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas. I am 7 minutes. I said an hour and 10 minutes.
You did a good job.
You did a good
Yeah,
job.
thank
Well
you.
run meeting.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Yes.
I was gonna say, I'll.